Hey guys, I wanted to talk just for a couple minutes today about autistic masking and neurodivergent masking. This is such a little understood phenomenon, I guess I would call it, that I say it's little understood. Autistic people, by and large, that I interact with, get it. We understand the pressure that we feel and that others in our community feel to fit in and be like everybody else. Late identified autistic adults, of which I am one, go through a process of figuring out who the hell are we really? Um, that unmasking process looks different for everybody, but with it comes um, very often less and less fawning or going along with what we think is expected of us or what people want us to do. It can be very behaviorally related. It can be also recognizing how much we override our sensory needs that have been there all of our lives, even though we didn't have that language, we didn't have that awareness, we didn't know that's what it was. For some people, um, they start to get these questions of how is it you were able to deal with all this stuff for so much of your life and now you just can't? Because now I'm listening to my body. Now I'm hearing my body say, this isn't okay. I need something different. I don't actually like this. This is where social scripting comes in, where we learn how to behave in certain situations. We learn what to do based off of what other people do. We miss it a lot of times. And this is where many late identified autistic adults can look back in their lives and see all these moments where we tried to do what we thought was supposed to happen, what we were supposed to do, and it just didn't work. And now suddenly we understand why. We understand that a little bit more. For some people, unmasking includes their appearance. Um, I've got a pretty bright orange shirt on today. I had a reel on Instagram previously about this shirt. It was a great deal, super comfy, bright, fun colors. But for me, I've always really enjoyed stuff like this. So this was not part of it. But I do know people who suddenly wear a lot of Hawaiian shirts because they make them happy. And we could talk about other types of stimming that we need to and embrace and engage with and allow ourselves to do, laughing about things, enjoying things. But if we just stick with appearance for a moment, tattoos, I just got my third one. Um, I didn't have any tattoos till I started my unmasking process. And I would have told you, because this is what I did tell people is, oh, tattoos, maybe I'll get one day, but I can't ever have one that would show up if I was on the golf course in a corporate setting. Now, I don't play golf. I used to a little bit. I have not played a round of golf now uh, in over 9 years. Uh, but I still would have said that. I don't work in a corporate setting. I used to. I thought that was my path, but that's not me. And I am more okay today that if I get rejected as a result of something like this, at least you're rejecting me and not this facade that I'm trying to be that I don't understand anyways. Instead, I can, while rejection hurts, and I'll have another video probably about rejection sensitive dysphoria. In this space, when I can also see when I'm being rejected by others, that can help me find my true people, which is why people connect online in Instagram, social media, TikTok, some of these spaces. Okay. Piercings, haircut changes. The truth is, I would love to change my appearance, like turn my hair and stuff. But so much of this for me is sensory. I keep it the way I do for that reason. Uh, it's not that I'm trying to be clean cut with the part and all that. Um, as much as for sensory reasons, this feels okay. There are countless examples of this in appearance, the way people dress, the way people look, um, There's so many different elements to unmasking. But if you know somebody who's going through that process, maybe it's somebody you know, what that process of unmasking is all about is that person figuring out and working on being the most authentic version of themselves. Now, while I never had any therapies as a child that were addressing autism, I still developed this mask. And that's very true for many, many late identified autistic adults. If we look at many of the traditional therapies geared towards autistic children, they are geared towards teaching that child to not be autistic, which doesn't work, by the way. An autistic person is autistic. We don't become not autistic anymore. It's the way we were wired. It's a neurotype. It's not a disorder. It's not a problem. It's a difference. And so having behavioral strategies that are framed around trying to teach a person to behave differently, it's just creating a big, thick mask, and it's teaching that person to ignore their feelings inside, ignore what their body's telling them, and instead disconnect and act this other way instead. And the masking process for people is learning and growing up and maybe it's being bullied for being who you are, teased, no matter what it is, it's getting messages that who you are is not okay and you need to be different. And unmasking is saying, to hell with that. I'm ready to be who I am. I want to be who I am. Yeah, a bright orange shirt makes me feel good. A tattoo makes me feel good. Makes me feel more attuned to who I am. Makes me feel like my insides and my outsides are more aligned, more connected. And that's a really big deal. There are countless examples that people can share. I've given some on personal ones. It's a little easier that way, but there's a lot of examples that people have. And I'm going to put on Instagram a short reel as well. Check me out there. I'm going to invite people to share some of their examples of their own unmasking processes. If you know somebody going through the unmasking process, show them some support. It's not easy. There is a lot of rejection because people who've liked us for who we were, they liked us as we were. They don't like this new version of ourselves all the time. That's not the case for everybody. And plenty of us have had really wonderful receptions through the unmasking process. However, many people have a hard time with it, and it's scary. That's why we had the mask. And there are a lot of people who will get a direct message. I like the old version of you better. And what that unmasking person is hearing is, you like that fake version of me a lot more than you like this authentic version of me. And that is painful. So drop a comment down there if you got any other stories, any questions. Love to interact. Give me a like, follow, subscribe. I'm on Instagram at Sam Aaron Counseling. It's the primary other space that I exist in. But I appreciate you being here. Check out more of my videos. And any comments, any questions, let me know. Give me ideas for future content, future videos.